California wildfires, over 10,000 structures burned. We pray for you guys. We hope everyone is well. We're sorry about all the lives that have been taken by wildfires. And what does this mean for South Carolina? Well, I predict that we are going to get a lot of transplants from California into South Carolina. I could foresee in the next 6 months between 1,000 and 2,000 Californians move into South Carolina based off the data we saw during COVID on the moves that we had from California then. Unfortunately, they have a very inefficient government, and homeowner insurance rates are either going to not renew, which a lot of companies are already pulling out of California, and or they're not going to, the rates are going to be so high people will not be able to afford them. The rebuild costs in those areas are going to be so astronomical. A lot of folks are going to be looking for an alternative to California. And I believe South Carolina is one of the next great places to move for Californians. And I believe we're going to see a lot of moves. What does that mean for us at home? That means that luxury homes, I believe, are going to see an uptick in the upstate market, the Charleston market, and the Lexington market, maybe some Myrtle Beach, some parts in the rural, the lake communities on Kiwi and Hartwell. I believe we're going to see an uptick. Unfortunately, those events in California have widespread effects throughout the whole country. For people who don't know, California has one of the largest GDPs in the whole world. So a lot of those incomes are going to transplant into other states and bring more money into our economies. So what can we do to prepare as real estate agents, as investors, etc.? If you're a flipper, I suggest you start looking at flipping in the luxury market to kind of prepare ourselves for the influx of people. Now, a lot of people won't move from California because they're ideologically based. They like the ideology of California. They don't mind the politics. But if 10,000 structures got burned, let's say 3/4 of those were homes, that's 7,500 people that now either have to rebuild or move. And I was watching a podcast yesterday with Mel Gibson and Joe Rogan, and his house got burned. And he was talking about how he's just going to move. That'll be it. He's not going to rebuild in California. And I could see how a lot of folks there could feel that their government just sort of left them behind. The water got turned off mid-fire. They couldn't, firefighters couldn't get water. It just was a very inefficient thing. Their forests weren't properly managed. And I don't mean to harp on them. They're going through a tragic situation right now. But as someone who lives in South Carolina, and I've been to California, their roads are worse than ours. Their telephone lines look like spaghetti noodles. It's just a very poorly ran state, and their infrastructure is terrible. Now, us in South Carolina, our roads are terrible too, but if you've never been to California, their roads are much worse. Cost of living. Our cost of living in South Carolina is so much cheaper than in California because of their taxes, and not necessarily their income taxes, but their housing taxes. Our housing taxes in South Carolina are lower comparatively, so someone could sell their home in California, or let's say that they get a paycheck from their homeowner's insurance that they have. Why would they rebuild in California for a 2,000 square foot house that's going to cost them $1.5 million to build when they can come to South Carolina, East Tennessee, or West Tennessee, Texas, Florida? They can get the same house for a much, much, much lower cost and still have a lot of money owed. That's why I would encourage home flippers for the next few months to maybe focus on luxury homes. I think we're going to get a lot of those transplants. Now, what's going on in our market? Our market is sluggish right now. Interest rates right now are still sitting right around 7.5%, anywhere between 6.5 and 7.5%, which I think the banks are gouging because there's no real homes being sold, so they don't have to be competitive in order to bring market rates down. And I don't think it's going to get any better anytime soon until we see an influx somewhere in people buying or selling. The inventory is still low. There's a lot more buyers than there are homes on the market still, and we're seeing some houses fly off the market. We're seeing a lot of houses sit that are overpriced. I think buyers are cautious. So that's kind of what we're seeing in the market right now. This is a short update. As you can see, it's snowing and it's beautiful outside. I'm going to go play with the kids in the snow, but prepare for what's coming. That's the biggest takeaway this week that I see. I think we're going to get a lot of influx. And I think the market is going to change to a luxury market because I think we're going to have a lot of high net worth individuals move here, and they're looking for either houses they could build and or luxury markets that they could get into at an affordable price, affordable to them. And you're going to see house values here go even higher. So if you're living in South Carolina right now and you're thinking about buying, but you think prices are too high right now, guess what? They're only going to get higher. I think the last 3 months, as in now and 3 months before, all the way into November, were the last times that you saw prices dip. I think prices are going to plateau and they're going to go back up. We'll see what happens. I've been wrong before, but I have a strong feeling this is going to put a lot of people in our market, and it's just going to make things even more competitive. So I hope this helps. I hope everybody enjoys the snow day. And again, California, we're praying for you. We love you. As South Carolinians, we want you, okay? Don't let anybody fool you. We don't hate you. We don't despise you. We don't think you're, bad people. We want you. The good people that move here, we love them. And we look forward to seeing you. God bless.